BTS Jungkook has set another record that's hard to match. Just a few months into his debut as a solo artist, he's already amassed 17 million followers on Spotify, and this isn't just any number. This makes him the fastest Asian soloist to reach this milestone. It's not just a number, but it's clear proof that Jungkook's influence and popularity in the music industry is truly incredible. How could it not be? In a world full of fierce competition, few artists have been able to amass such huge numbers in such a short period of time. And when it comes to Spotify, this platform is one of the main indicators of a musician's success in the digital age. So, how did Jungkook achieve this number so quickly? Is it just because he's a BTS member, or are there other factors that make him so dominant in the global music industry? First, let's look at how his solo career developed. Ever since Jungkook released solo songs like 7, 3D, and Standing Next to You, the response he has gotten has been absolutely overwhelming. 7 immediately debuted at the top of the global charts, even entering the Billboard Hot 100 at the highest position. Then, 3D with Jack Harlow was no less successful, reinforcing Jungkook's image as a serious global soloist. And when the album Golden was released, everything became clear. Jungkook wasn't just a K-pop idol, he was a global superstar. Another factor that made him reach this number quickly was the loyalty of the fanbase. ARMY is known to be a very solid and dedicated fandom. Whenever Jungkook releases something, they don't just listen, but also constantly promote and ensure his songs get maximum exposure. This is what makes Jungkook's songs continue to stay on various charts, and more people are interested in following his Spotify account. But make no mistake about it, this achievement is not only due to the power of ARMY. Jungkook himself is a truly talented artist. His unique voice, stable singing skills, and expertise in various genres of music make him one of the most exciting soloists to follow right now. His music not only sells well among K-pop fans, but has also managed to penetrate the wider global market. In addition, his promotion strategy is also very effective. Artistry knows very well how to utilize Jungkook's appeal to attract the world's attention. From collaborations with international artists performing at major events to massive promotions on various streaming platforms and social media. And one thing that can't be ignored is Jungkook's personality. He is not only a talented singer, but also a public figure that many people love. His humble demeanor, hard work, and dedication to music have made him even more loved, not just by ARMY but also by casual listeners around the world. So, what does this 17 million follower milestone mean? It's more than just a number. It's proof that Jungkook has tremendous global appeal. It's proof that he can stand on his own as a solo artist without having to rely on the BTS name. And most importantly, it's an indication that his solo career will continue to soar higher still. If we look back at the history of K-pop music, it's very rare for a soloist to reach such a big number in such a short time. Even many artists who have been in the game for years may not be able to amass 17 million followers on Spotify. But Jungkook? He managed to do it in just a few months after his solo debut. And what's even more interesting is that this achievement comes amidst an era where the music industry is becoming increasingly competitive. Many new soloists and groups are emerging with fresh concepts and aggressive marketing strategies. But still, Jungkook's name still dominates, proving that his popularity is not just a momentary trend. It's proof that he's already on a different level, an artist who isn't just known for the big name of BTS, but for his own quality and appeal. One thing to underline is how this number is not just followers on Spotify. It also reflects the loyalty of listeners who always look forward to his music. Spotify is a data and algorithm-driven platform. If someone follows an artist's account, it means they're genuinely interested and want to stay updated on that artist's music. Unlike social media, where people are often followed just for popularity, on Spotify, this number reflects a genuine interest in the artist's music. And we can't ignore the fact that this achievement also indicates the growth of the global market for K-pop music. Jungkook, as one of the industry's biggest icons, has proven that music from South Korea can compete with Western artists on a wider scale. Not only in Asia, but also in America, Europe, and other parts of the world. Does this mean that Jungkook is the biggest Asian soloist right now? In terms of numbers and global impact, the answer could be yes. Not many Asian artists have been able to penetrate the global market as strongly as Jungkook. Not only is he successful in Korea, but he also has a huge fan base overseas, something that is still a challenge for many other Asian soloists. And more interestingly, this might just be the beginning of his solo career. She can already reach 17 million followers on Spotify in a short period of time. What about in a year or two? Will we see her become the first Asian soloist to reach 30 million followers? Or even more? Looking at his track record, it's not impossible. Jungkook has all the elements needed to continue dominating the music industry: an incredible voice, high production quality, a loyal fan base, and an effective promotion strategy. With all of this, he can continue to push boundaries and create new standards for K-pop soloists in the future. And now the question is, what's next for Jungkook? Will he announce his solo world tour soon? Will he release a new, more exploratory album? Or maybe there's another surprise in store for HYBE to maintain its momentum. If we look at Jungkook's journey to date, his achievement on Spotify is just one of the many proofs that he is an artist not to be underestimated. 17 million followers in a short period of time is impressive, but if we look at the bigger picture, this is part of a broader trend where Jungkook continues to push boundaries and set new standards for K-pop soloists. Let's look at how this impacts the music industry as a whole. K-pop over the years has struggled to be widely accepted in the global market, especially in the Western music industry, which tends to be dominated by American and European artists. However, with achievements like this, Jungkook proves that K-pop can not only compete but dominate. Spotify as a global streaming platform is one of the clearest indicators of how artists are received by listeners in different countries. Jungkook can achieve such huge numbers in such a short period of time. It means that his music is not only loved by BTS or ARMY fans, but also by general listeners who may not have been familiar with K-pop before. But of course, this 17 million follower figure is just the beginning. If we look at the growth trend of his followers, there's a good chance that Jungkook could soon surpass many other soloists who have made a career in the industry. Currently, he's already one of the K-pop soloists with the most followers on Spotify, and if this trend continues, it's not impossible that he'll be #1 among all Asian soloists in the next few years. Another factor that supports his achievement is how Jungkook continues to experiment with his music. Since his solo debut, he has not stuck to one particular genre. From 7, which has a catchy pop and R&B vibe, 3D, which is more hip-hop and electronic, to Standing Next to You, which brings in funk and retro elements, these all show that Jungkook is not afraid to try different styles of music. This is what makes him appealing to new listeners. He is not only known as a K-pop artist, but as a musician who can adapt to various genres, which makes his music more universal and easily accepted by a global audience. And of course, we can't ignore the huge influence of digital promotion. Jungkook is very active on social media, and his every activity is always a hot topic. Be it live sessions on Weverse, Instagram posts, or even small interactions with fans, everything always goes viral. This has contributed greatly to his growing number of followers on Spotify, as more and more people are curious about his music and eventually start following his official account. So, what about the next step? With popularity continuing to rise, there's a good chance that Jungkook will be announcing another big project soon. Maybe a solo world tour? Or maybe a collaboration with another big artist. If we look at the pattern of his career moves so far, Jungkook never stops surprising his fans with something bigger than before. One thing we can be sure of is that this is just the beginning. In such a short period of time, Jungkook can already make history as the fastest Asian soloist to reach 17 million followers on Spotify. Imagine what he can achieve in the next few years. It's not impossible that we'll see him dominate global charts, win more international awards, and become one of the most influential names in the world music industry.